Hello, my name is Lewis, and I'll be showing my solution for part 1 of assignment 2. Okay, so the first part is to write a MongoDB query to find out a tweet ID for those tweets which contain the keyword health in them. Now, from the understanding of this question, not sure if the word health itself just has to appear as one word, or it's just like it could be like part of a text or not, but I decided to make two types of queries to show this. So here we go. I'm just gonna show it through the terminal. There you go, MongoDB terminal, right? So the query I had prepared earlier to show health. So this one here will definitely show not just the text itself. I guess I have to get the ID of the object, which will be returned as well here by default, and just the text. And if you go through the text, you'll find out that there's an object ID here, and then within the text itself you'll see the word health down here. And not just this tweet, I guess there's a few tweets I can check here. There's the word health again, and then there is new studies health after Brussels leading tackle nuclear terrorism, and then on the hashtag here you find health. So yeah, so I can either do that using this regular expression which has like boundaries at the end, and if you check the total number here, you'll see that the number here you get about 25. But then if I change this query to not have like boundary words at the end, where you just want to find the word health anywhere it might appear in the query, the count is about to 52. And then here you get words like mental health, or any word that, like, say for example, if it's helpful or healthfully, rather than just the word health itself. So yeah, that is the query for part 1, and this is also question number 1. Okay. Alright, let's pause this. Alright, so that was part 1, question 1. Now I'm just gonna go to question 2, which also just requires us to write a Python script that will connect to the MongoDB and then extract keywords from a tweet, from the text on the tweet, and then insert a new key value pair for the keywords that are separated that are comma separated. All right, so first things first, I'll just go and show where the query is. So the query that I wrote is here. It just shows the connection to the database, and then once you've connected to the database, I do also do a capture of the any word that has a hashtag on it. Sorry about that. Of course, I'm just doing it as case insensitive, and trying to find basically all the tweets with keywords, and then I just go around them in the for loop, and then at the end of the day I'll just do an update on that tweet, and then the details get added into the database. So I'll just run it here. I already made one run. I'm not sure how like making 2 runs will make it happen, but let me just do another run and see if I didn't break anything yet. Okay, so after doing that, we can just go try to find out. There will be like a tweet object at the end I can have a look at, and then the tweet object will have like a key code keywords that I just added in. I can have a look at what's in there. Hopefully it's not duplicated data. There you go. So the last tweet, if I can just show you the tweet object here, you can see that initially the keyword wasn't there, but then when I made it run, at the end I have this keywords, and then the value is a comma separated value of all the hashtags in there. I even show you in here in the tweet keyword. I believe they do have like an array of hashtags, but I did get this from the tweet text. So let me just show you the tweet text, because that is where we're supposed to get our information from. If you just look at this little console section on this side, let me just make it bigger. So you have a console section side on this side here. Well, this is where I'm working at the moment. And then I have a look here on the text to see what I can find on the last tweet that I'm working on. And on this text here, you can see that RT and exciting news last night, and then you have Vin the Bitten as a hashtag, and then flew 155 last fixed near Timora, where he's headed, and then you have this bitter and sin rice, whatever that is. Not sure what that text is, but yeah, you can see that this one here has a hashtag here, and this one here has a hashtag here, and I was assuming that those are the keywords that we were supposed to be extracting from the tweet, and therefore you can see down here that I was able to extract that and also just add the keywords by using this update here. You can see that I'm doing a set on the new key, which is called keywords, and then the values that I've run using a function called get keywords, which changes the array of the keywords that I have into a string that is comma separated, which is what I'm doing over here. And that concludes question 2 on part 1. Alright, so now we are into question 3. Question 3 of part 1, that says I explain the design framework and the development of a pseudocode of the curation algorithm that we use to turn the raw tweet into a contextualized tweet. Alright, so I do have some notes here as part of the assignment basically. So the framework I decided to use to change a raw tweet into a contextualized tweet is one that involves 2 steps. The first part is to do some data exploration, and the second part was to do some data cleansing. The exploration part was basically just to open the tweets file and have a look in there to see what's actually going on and if the data is valid. So open the JSON file with the tweets and see the validation using a text editor called Atom, which had a linter, which is basically just for validation it's a JSON linter, so for validation of JSON formats and everything. And yeah, found out there's a few things in there. First of all, the tweets were just individual and they were not even grouped, so couldn't import the data into MongoDB. That's one. Number 2 was the comments, and number 3, there was some string values that were not surrounded by quotes, which made it appear in red as well. So that was the data exploration process. And then on the data cleansing, so once I found out these issues, basically there was I had to come up with a solution, which I wrote a piece of code to do some data cleansing, which was written in Python. And the script just basically read the JSON file, looped through the file and it through line by line, check for comments, change the comments into commas. That's one. Number 2 is that there were lines that had object IDs, which we don't really need in this particular case because importing this file. So this is just this part here where I'm just checking. Basically, I'm doing a check, lines with comments with object IDs, because it's going to be added back when you import it to MongoDB. So I had to just skip those lines. Number 3 was to find lines that had text values that had number long, and then just replace that. Instead of saying number long on the line, it will just give you the ID and then remove the number long section with the brackets, and then just leave the number in the middle, and then at the end of the day, basically just outputted all of those new lines into a new file. Here is the basically the script of how that would work. Let's see, I think it was on my console. It's called there you go, clean JSON. So the first line checks if there's comments using this regular expression of how comments should appear, and then replaces that. So check for comment, replace it with a comma, and then write it to the clean file. So at the top here you have the tweets file, which is the dirty file, and then I'm also telling the system through Python to write it to a clean file, which is a new file. And then you can see here the next check is check the line if it has the text object ID, and instead of doing anything you just skip that, and then it checks the line that had number long, and then if it does, then you just do a capture of the ID section and also the data section, and then here I do the replacement using this argument right here, and then I'm writing it into the clean file, and then at the end, if it's anything else, just write it into the clean file. And then at the end of that process, basically I had a new clean tweets JSON file. So you can see here I had added this JSON file into into an array of some sort, so everything is actually easily importable. And yeah, so there's no object ID in this file. As I said, it will be added when you import it. And then at the end, let's see, yeah, so here there was a comment, and then it got replaced by a comma, and that's it. And then that's how I was able to import the file, and you saw how I was doing the queries initially. That was after